Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. And I got a special guest on store for us today. He holds many records in powerlifting, gold medals. I mean, you name it. This man has done it over the last maybe 9 years or so. He's going to let you know. I'm going to let him explain a little of his life, and then we're going to go off and talk about some of his experiences. The pride. The pride of New Hampshire, that's what I'm going to call him right now. Mr. Wayne Grenier. Welcome, Wayne.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Wayne, I met Wayne a few years ago down. He's assistant general manager up at Indian Mountain Golf Course up in New Hampshire, and he runs a lot of the tournaments, and he runs a lot of the shows that are going on out there. And I met him, what an electric personality you have. And I watch him, and he gets the crowd going, and everybody's screaming and yelling all the time, and he gets them going. Wayne, tell us a little about yourself there.
Well, like Bob says, I'm working at Indian Mountain Golf Club, and I've been there for 12 years as of yesterday. So I've been there a while, enjoy it very much. My life took a turn for the worse in 2012, where I was diagnosed with cancer, with prostate cancer. So I was given 4 choices, and of course the choice I picked was to remove the cancer. You feel sorry for yourself for about 10 minutes, and then you realize you want to live and you want to take care of the cancer. So on January 29th of 2013, I was operated on, and I'm 9 years cancer-free as of now.
That operation did it?
Yes, it did.
Wow.
They took all the cancer, and I'm tested every year to make sure that the cancer hasn't come back, and it still has not come back, and it won't. After 5 years, they say that the chances of it coming back are less and less.
Wow, that's nice.
Yes, it's not.
That's
yes.
nice. And so what happens? After that, what happened? All of a sudden, something happened that you knew you had to get in shape, or what was the?
In 2013, the whole year, I was basically sick all year. I remember the doctor telling me, don't lift more than a gallon of milk, which is 8 pounds. And the end of the year, I was starting to feel better, so I hired a personal trainer. I had no weights, never been into a gym before. We started lifting light weights that I purchased in my living room. My trainer came to me after just getting out of college to become a personal trainer, and we kept training 3 or 4 times a week in my living room. Then eventually, he came over one afternoon, like he normally did, and all the equipment that I had in my living room was gone, and he thought I had quit doing it. And then I showed him downstairs that I had built a gym in his honor. So.
And how old were you at this time? Now when you started?
When I started in the gym, I'm 72 now, so I was 63. 64.
That's when you started.
Well, that's when I started.
Yeah. And right after your illness.
Right after my illness. I wanted to get strong because I couldn't lift much of anything at all.
Yeah. And so from a gallon of milk to all of a sudden powerlifting champion and gold medalist, that's a story for TV.
It really is crazy but it took time. I mean, it's taken years for me to be able to get stronger.
Right.
And my weight was down to 170. Now I'm 198. So obviously I ate right, drank a lot of fluids, and trained properly. I've got a great trainer back in New Hampshire. I've got a trainer in Hawaii. So
Maui, right?
Maui, absolutely.
Well, talk a little about the trainer in Maui.
The trainer in Maui is his name is JoJo Dixon. He used to play in the NFL for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals. And he is amazing. It doesn't matter to him that I'm 72 or 22.
Oh,
he just pushes me to be better and better and better. And thank goodness for that. I've got him in my corner, and my trainer in New Hampshire, Owen Donnelly. Together they talk and they communicate together.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, yeah. So then they
cool,
can
yeah.
really push me.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you're an inspiration. And are you the oldest of both trainers? You're the oldest one that they have?
Well, my trainer in Maui, he has got many clients. I am the oldest. And the one in New Hampshire, my trainer, Owen, he has only one client, and that's me.
That's all he needs.
Yeah,
He needs
that's
a
all-
champ. He's got the champ. What do you,
Yes.
so you are the oldest. So that's what I'm saying. That's what he can use you as someone to everyone else to look up to. I mean, think about it. A young guy at 30 years old come in and he's all tired. Or, I don't know. Wait a minute. Come here. Wayne, get over here.
But my trainer in Maui, Jojo, he did a few years ago. He had the high school football team in their training, and he said, "I'm going to set you up." And so, sure enough, they were doing deadlifts, and they weren't doing half as much as I was. So he says, by the way, this is Wayne. He's 68 years old.
Isn't that great?
And he said, so lift this weight. I think it was 305 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, I can't believe he's doing that at his
That's
age.
so cool.
And so he was trying to motivate them
Yeah.
and showing me off at the same time,
Of
which is
course.
fine with me.
No, of course.
Absolutely.
That's an inspiration for everyone.
Sure.
I mean, as I'm saying, I mean, I'm thinking of your story in your life at this age of your life, in your 60s and your 70s. It's made for TV. I mean, that's a story there. From the cancer up to these gold medals, and we're going to get into that. We got plenty of time here to get into all your accomplishments here. So you were telling me earlier, Wayne just did a Taekwondo show with me, by the way, Taekwondo training on DATV, if you want to catch that. And he was showing us the three events that he does. And we were talking on how you started the powerlifting. You went to, would you go to a gym with?
I went to a gym in Maui the second year that I had my trainer back in New Hampshire.
Right.
I went to this gym and I said, I'd like to have a personal trainer while I'm here for the 7 weeks or 8 weeks that I was there. And he was training me. My trainer in New Hampshire gave me a list of what to train while I'm in Hawaii. And then they were having a competition at the end of my stay, the last Saturday I was there, of powerlifting. And so I said, that's great. I can watch it and see what powerlifting is all about. And the manager of the gym said, why don't you compete? I thought he was absolutely crazy. But he said, no, in your age category at 65 at the time, you could do well. So I'm shy. I was in the back of the room, hiding, if you will. And, of course, they highlighted the fact that I was the oldest competitor at 65. I had to stand up and be accounted for. And powerlifting, all eyes are on you for nine different times. 3 on the squat, 3 on the bench, 3 on the deadlift. Right. And I had a hard time being in front of people.
Yep.
Since then, now I'm comfortable in front of people, but it took that prod of me being in front of them competing,
right,
that I've started to feel comfortable.
That's right. And I understand years ago, my whole life is when I was younger, to talk in front of people or to it was the most scariest thing. And now I've been teaching martial arts for hundreds of thousands of people, and it's like you don't even think about it anymore. Because if you're comfortable with what you know. All right, if you're comfortable with what you know and you know that what you're doing pretty good, then you just talk about it.
Exactly.
And that's so easy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can remember the truth, you can't remember lies. So.
Because and you just said a couple of seconds ago you're shy. I can't. Maybe you were shy at one point, but Wayne runs 9 and Dine up in Indian Mound, which is a Sunday night. We all golf together, and there's 60-something people now. So there's not a shy bone in your body there. He's got them all going. He's got all these guys screaming and yelling. It's this one funny event,
It is. We've been doing that for 11 years now,
it's
and
so good. It's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh shit, yeah. So this is what I want to get. You ended up in that gym, all right? And he's teaching you how long did you train before you knew you can compete?
Well, I trained for 2 weeks before that first competition.
2 weeks before your first
That's
competition.
all I had.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
they were pushing me to compete, and
Right.
and they said, we'll give you 2 weeks. And I said, perfect. That's because I had never done any of the 3 items,
Yeah.
squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah.
That was not part of my just training back home in my small little gym.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
But he said we could do this, and that trainer ended up handing me off to the guy that I have in Maui now, Jojo Dixon.
Okay.
So we trained. We trained for 2 weeks, and he showed me the 3 disciplines, and this is what you need to do, and you're not in competition with anybody but yourself.
Right. So that first competition, the night before, you didn't sleep a wink.
No.
Maybe a week before, you didn't sleep a week.
No, it was I said.
I know how it is.
and- it's awful to be in front of everybody and they say your name.
You're
it's
shaking, and
shaking.
never mind, you're
It
going to
was
lift
awful.
weights, but you're ready to, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you don't want to do anything before you're going up. And I, and I used to compete myself with martial arts tournaments. I didn't sleep a week before. I trained hard, kept training, and I said, well, I need sleep, I got to get sleep. And then that day, sometimes we would wait 10 hours before we fought in the gym. You want to talk about weight, your body is just, but then once you get going,
Once you get going, you're fine.
you're fine.
Oh,
It's-
absolutely.
Get you there. Adrenaline just picks right up. And so 2 weeks, then your first competition. What happened in that first competition? That must have been wild.
It was wild. I mean, my squat, I think it was 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, just to get low enough, and
Yeah.
I think I got red lights the first 2 attempts, and my third one, I think it worked out fine. It was just, it was very hard on me.
Right. Yeah.
And then my bench press, I did a small amount of weight, but I got it in. And my deadlift, I remember my first deadlift, it was like 205. I practice more than that now. But
Yeah.
at 205, it seemed like a lot of weight for me. I
Yeah,
couldn't get it. I ended up doing 225,
Yeah.
and I was so glad the competition was over.
Yeah.
Just to get the third discipline in, which is the deadlift, and
Yeah.
just to say, oh my God, I've got it done,
Right.
and I'll never do this again. And then,
Yeah.
then I was bitten. I was just, this is.
Well, did you place at all in any of those events?
Well,
The first.
since there was no person in my age bracket,
Okay.
I came in first place in all 3 events.
Okay. Yeah. All right. But to get it done, and to do it,
Just to do it.
Did they do any video? Is there any video?
There was no video of it. No, they didn't do any video.
They do now, right? I mean,
They video a lot of these.
yeah,
Yes,
that's fun to
absolutely.
watch. You watch yourself, your technique, and your friends.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. But now they video just about every one of them.
Yeah.
And then I can see where I failed,
Right.
and where I did well, how my form is.
Right,
It's all
yeah.
about form.
Form, yep. In concentration, and now it must be. What word can I use? Because as you do the picking up, I mean everything has to work together in one motion, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Even with because if you falter and all of a sudden now like one knee or whatever, everything has to be in unison. Both
Correct.
arms, both legs.
Exactly. Where squat is the first discipline, you need to be even keel when you go down and when you go back up.
Right.
And if you start going off balance, either the right or the left,
Right.
you could hurt yourself, number
Yeah,
one,
big time,
and,
yeah.
and then or you could drop the weight.
Right.
Thank goodness they have the spotters at every competition. They can take the weight off from you if they see you
Right.
struggling.
Right. Because and I'm thinking with so many different TV stations and media, they must televise that.
They do. When I went to Ukraine in 2019, they televised it. I forget how they televised it, but they
Right.
did because it was a world championship.
Okay, so now if somebody was to Google powerlifting world championships Ukraine 2019, you might get something.
You
out
might
of it.
get something out of it, yes, because there was cameras everywhere.
Yeah, because it's Google everything. I mean, it's YouTube, YouTube or Google, and so anybody wants to see, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to look for you. Where is he?
Where is it? Yes.
So, and I jump all over the place because if I get a thought, I'm just going to throw it at you.
Okay, sure.
And I do have a set here. I want to go through your events as you started getting gold medals and world championships or U.S. championships. But as we did the show earlier, I asked Wayne. I says, no knee braces, no arm. Never. No braces at all. Now, what's allowed? Is back braces allowed?
The back brace is not allowed. A
At
belt,
all.
The weightlifting belt is allowed.
And you don't use that?
I
Or
don't use that. Wow. I don't use any knee wraps or elbow
they're
wraps.
not worried about hernia or
Nope,
not if you do it right.
If you do it right, if you do the right form,
Right.
you don't have to worry. It's supposed to strengthen your joints, so then you can lift more weight.
Right.
But if I want to lift more weight, I'm going to make my
Wow.
joints stronger.
Now that's a personal choice, or is that
Correct.
a trainer choice?
It's a
A
personal
personal
choice.
choice. And the trainer never says.
No, my trainer
when.
is.
All for
he,
it.
he agrees with me.
So at any point, maybe you might someday, if you feel, I think I could use a little. I mean, just because I would think that would give you more stability. And I know you want the stability, but don't you want every edge?
There are a lot of edges that I could take,
Yeah.
and right now I'm not ready for that.
So when you do, it'll be like, wow, this is not. Have you ever tried it?
Never.
You never even put one on?
Not once.
Did you?
Ever.
That's a crazy.
No, never.
Wow. Because you'd get hooked. I think you'd get hooked.
Probably.
Especially your knees.
Especially the knees.
Yeah, because of
where-
that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know how tight they can make them. Although, to me, that might hinder you going down, bending to the point where the judges are watching.
It could.
Because it might tighten up your knees.
It could. It could.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that when some competitors they have the knee braces, but it can't touch what you're wearing, which is a wrestler's singlet.
Right,
So there's got to be a space there. They need to see the skin
right.
from your knees to your singlet.
Oh, there's all kinds of rules.
Oh, there is.
Wow, who would know? As we watch, lay people who don't know, you pick it up, put them down. I pick up weights, I put them down. We don't even know there's rules.
There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Some federations, there's 100 different federations around the world.
Yeah.
And some of them are very strict,
Yeah.
even down to what underwear you're wearing.
Do you?
Which it's crazy. It's true.
Yeah.
I had to show them ahead of time. I said, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah.
No,
What? Wow, Jesus, that throws me for a loop there.
so no compression shots on.
Right.
because compression
because it's
would-
only going to be
it
like
would-
a knee brace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So have you had any in any of your competitions with your coach? Now, your coaches go with you at these competitions, or do you end up going with a whole team and you got a new coach?
I go with nobody there.
But there's a coach there, or there's
My trainer does not go with me. He went to one competition with me,
Right.
and I failed miserably.
wow.
So I said, "Please don't come again."
Wow. That's
So every time after each discipline, I'll call him or
Yeah.
text him and say, I did well in the squats. Now I'm getting ready for the bench. And he'll coach me via text or phone call.
Right.
But that one time he came with me, I think I was so nervous trying to.
yeah, probably that's a whole different world.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people in the audience, my family has been there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But not my coaches, no.
That's wild. Well, we all believe me in every sport. Golf, taekwondo. There's quirks that you have that you don't cross those little barriers.
don't.
You don't, because in a way it sets your mind in another zone. You don't want that. You want your mind to be real calm and in that zone. Do you sleep now before competitions, or do you still?
I sleep very well, though. When I was
Yeah.
in Vermont a few months ago, the end of April,
Right.
I weighed in on Friday night. I had a nice meal.
Yeah.
Went to bed. Slept very well.
Oh, that's
Went the next morning to the competition and did very well.
Yeah.
So I sleep very well now.
Yeah. You do get numb to it. You get numb to the.
Confident.
You get confident, right? Yeah. Or you've done it so many times. And my thing is, in any sport, and I used to tell my children this. They would be so upset to lose, and especially like my daughter with softball, and some girls would cry. And I go, I'm going to tell you something, and this is live your life this way. I'd say to my daughter, remember 2 weeks ago you had a game? And she goes, yeah. The second time at bat, what did you do? She goes, I don't know. Exactly. You don't know. No one knows. What you're doing is at the moment.
Right.
If you win, fine. You don't, fine. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you win, you remember it and you get addicted to that. It's addictive. If you
winning
lose,
is addictive.
Oh, it's addictive. That feeling,
Oh,
that
it's great.
high.
It's great.
It's like sinking a 20-foot putt to win a champion thing.
Exactly.
It's like, whoa, I got to come back for this.
Exactly.
Now, when you were in competition, and I don't want to lose my thought about the rules. So, say you did a perfect deadlift, or you did a perfect move. the best weight, and all of a sudden they said no, infraction. Do you have someone like you do have a coach? Say the U.S. team goes over. Now you have who do you have there? One big coach?
The U.S. team, when I was in Ukraine, there was one coach.
All right, so he's got now. Any arguments with the referees?
There were no arguments at all because you kind of know. When I was in Ukraine, my first attempt for squat, I had 3 red lights. So the coach said, "You're not going down low enough or deep enough."
So it's true that the red lights.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then the second attempt, I had 3 red lights again, and I said, he looked at me and he said, "You know that if you don't get your third one in, you're out of this competition.
So you had to go low.
You have to go real low." So my third one, I got 3 whites. I went low enough, and I felt the feeling of going low enough. I could feel it in my legs that I went low enough, and obviously I was not going low enough the first 2.
Yeah. And now there's no instant replay saying, I think I did well go low enough. And is that, when 3 red lights, is that, how many judges?
There's 3 judges. 3
so each one of them going to give red light?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was 1 in front of me and 2 on each side.
And they're good. They know what they're doing. And they
I'm not going to argue with them.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to argue with them.
But now, see, and they got to watch back in the day, there was no instant replay. I had no one filming. Now, there's 10,000 cameras on them. Am I right?
Yes.
And Elvis, it's like, what's he talking about? So they've got to make sure that they're on the
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I mean, you can be influenced by someone from your hometown, or you could be influenced. And it's happened. It happens.
It does happen.
You're not traveling to Ukraine to have someone say, "Well, nice job," but no. So anyway, so you went to Ukraine and you did well.
I did well. I made just making the U.S. team. There was a competition in Reading, Mass, and I qualified to go to Ukraine and made the U.S. team. And just going there and being part of a U.S. team to represent the United States,
right?
The thrill.
And
a lot of people said to me, "Just going there, you don't have to win anything."
No,
but I said to myself,
"You're an ambassador. You're an ambassador.
I'm an ambassador of the United States,
so
but
beautiful.
I am going there to win."
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And so you go there. Now tell me you slept well there. You couldn't have slept well.
No.
I know I wouldn't have.
No, it was tough.
How long is the ride on the plane? How long is that?
It took me, let's see now, from Portland, Maine to JFK to Turkey to Ukraine, Kiev, and then a 6-hour car ride to the hotel and the event. It was 28 hours.
Unbelievable. And I bet you didn't sleep too much in that 28 hours.
No, I did not.
It's hard.
But it was, once I went to the hotel room, it was great. The next day we went to the event to do our weigh-ins, and it was great.
And how many countries were involved?
There were, I think, 78 countries and 800 competitors.
Imagine.
It was incredible.
And what did you get in medals for that thing?
I won 5 gold, a silver, and a bronze.
Isn't that wild? Now, where'd the 5 golds come from? Because I thought there was only 3 events.
There's 3 events. You have all 3 combined, which is called full power. That's 1 gold medal. Then you have the second gold medal, which is push-pull, which is bench and deadlift combined.
Oh.
Then you have bench only, deadlift only.
Yeah.
And then there was another competition in powerlifting. They have it occasionally called strict curl.
Yeah.
It's a curl bar. You're up against a board or a wall. And strict curl, I won a gold medal in that as well.
And you never practiced for that? Did you practice?
No, I never did.
Never did, and you won that.
And I looked at it. I said, I'm going to enter that one as well.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then they also had another event, which none of us knew about, the best of the best. They took all 50-year-olds and older in the deadlift, and they gave gold, silver, and bronze medals to. I won a silver medal.
Yeah.
That's the best of the best, not just my age bracket of
Right.
65 to 69,
Right.
anybody over 50.
Isn't
So
that-
I had a really good
God.
competition there. It was pretty cool.
And did you go by yourself with the team, or did you just, any family members go?
No family members.
yeah.
And then we all met in Kiev, and then we all drove to the event, and that's the first time we met each other.
Wow.
7 strangers.
Unbelievable.
And now we're great friends.
Friends for life.
Oh, absolutely.
Friends for life.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. As I say, I mean, if you Google or YouTube, I would not guaranteed, but I would think there's a possibility.
There's a good chance.
There's a good chance you could see some other stuff going on.
And I never did.
Yeah.
So I should do that.
Just do that, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're old school, you know. I'm 67 myself, and it's like I'm trying to wrap myself around my phones and my computers. But God, I mean, especially if you're busy,
Yes.
you know, and I got 5-year-old grandchildren who just say, "Oh, you got to do this," you know.
I think they were born knowing how to
They
do
were
it.
born knowing how to
Yeah,
do it.
exactly.
That's for sure.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. And you're gonna so Wayne's said he's gonna compete till maybe 80.
Correct. No reason to stop.
No reason to stop. Well, you're shy. Those days are over.
Those days are over. Yes.
And you know, it's funny because I did grow up shy myself, and I can't believe I was. Why? What? Who cares?
Exactly.
You know, you cared. Your problem is you cared that what someone would say about you. People are gonna say it anyway. You know, so just what you do is just say.
I think as you get older, you say.
You realize it, yeah. And
exactly.
I usually tell people, somebody wants to give me a hard time, I go take a look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You got a problem, don't look at me. So you're gonna go to 80, all right?
Yeah.
Now, do you have goals? Like if you're gonna go to 80, do you have a set of goals on certain weights or events that you're gonna do?
I want to do more events. Right now,
There's a lot of traveling.
There's a lot of traveling, but I think I'm going to get a sponsor to sponsor me.
Okay.
So because the cost, it is costly.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah.
It's costly. So I'm looking to get a sponsor right now. Hopefully next week I'll find that out.
Right.
I've got the World Championship in September in Oakville, Connecticut. So
Yeah.
I want to get ready for that. But the sky's the limit. I know I can lift more weight.
Yeah.
And they say as you get older, you lift less weight. And I'm going to prove them wrong because I'm going to lift more weight.
Right, yeah. That's just fun. Now, your coaches are still with you. The one in Hawaii is.
Oh, he's very much so. With
And the
me.
one in New Hampshire,
Oh, yeah.
he's still with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so that you're not going to lose these guys.
No, I'm not going to lose
Oh,
these
these
guys.
That's just the coolest.
No.
And your sponsor, you think?
Yeah.
Did you go after the sponsor, or did somebody come after you?
They approach me
Wow.
because they know that whatever I wear, I'll probably win, and I'll advertise their
Isn't
business
that
or
the
whatever.
good for you?
Yeah.
Wow. And then that might be the stepping stone for maybe another sponsor. You never know.
Oh, absolutely.
They say, "Wow, this guy he's on a roll," and you know what? In today's day of podcast, in today's day of YouTube, and you could do a thing and put it on YouTube. You could do a thing and put it on. You can actually, I don't know how to do it, all right, but your kids know how to do it, and you need to promote yourself even more, and it's easy to do with today's. Everyone's got a phone.
Right.
So if all of a sudden they start seeing your face a lot, but that's you, or whether it's a manager or something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know it's not easy to do, but you just say, I need someone to help me, because I know I do. I mean, even here, just a couple of things in this podcast, I'm out of control.
Sure.
All right? Because I never grew up in that.
The younger generation, they know it secondhand.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're not refusing to do it, but you're in your mind, you say, but I think if you self-promote even more, and you get some sponsors, that'd be the coolest thing in the world.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. The best is yet to come.
Now, you have how many? What do you have for how many? 3 children, 3 grandchildren. What do they think about this? What's the?
At first, they thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
And they just as soon see me sit in a rocking chair on my front porch.
There you go.
And I said, no, that's not who your father is. And
Yeah.
and now they're very proud. They've gone to my competitions.
That's
and
just fun.
it's-
They must go
it's-
crazy.
It's really great.
Yeah.
I get a lot of support from my family.
That's it.
Yes.
Does anyone else do any weightlifting at all? Or
No.
they don't do anything.
No, they don't. But my son's a great golfer, so
Okay.
Well, we'll give him that. He always beats me.
Does he go off at Indian Mound?
As a matter of fact, last week he did.
Yeah.
him and-
I'll have to meet him.
And he just it wasn't no competition.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's great. It's great to see
Yeah.
my son.
There's
beat me.
nothing like you
Oh.
watching your children excel.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
Nothing like
Yes,
it. No,
exactly.
I enjoy it. And then your grandchildren. See,
Grandchildren.
it's
My
just-
granddaughter's birthday's today.
Oh, happy birthday.
She's 13 today.
13. Oh, my God. That's great.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Natalie.
Natalie. Happy birthday, Natalie. And it's funny because and then now I see you're involved with the Alzheimer's programs.
I am.
Yeah. What's
Well, I lost my father to dementia, Alzheimer's, when he was 89, so that was 13 years ago.
yeah.
And I've always had a golf tournament to benefit Alzheimer's to try to raise money for the foundation. And then I found a local adult day center that just opened up in Conway, New Hampshire. And so now all the proceeds that we make from now we have Alzheimer's Golf Day as opposed to a tournament
Right.
will go to the adult day center.
Nice.
The adult day center was looking for trustees to run the facility, and so I was picked out of one of the 4 people out of New Hampshire
Right.
to work there as a trustee.
Nice.
So I'm always trying to raise awareness and money for a good cause.
Right. And 72 years old, and you work full time
Full-time.
as an assistant manager.
Right.
The kitchen. What were we saying about the kitchen?
I'm the kitchen manager as
The
well.
kitchen manager at India Mountain. If anyone's up there, the best food you can get. I'm telling you right now, the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life.
They're very good.
Oh my God, the food's good. It's like chefs, and even after the competition or the Nine and Dine, the food, they're coming up with lasagnas and they're coming up with. I can't believe it. It's golf, but so you do that full-time job, train, do the Alzheimer's and all that, have children. yeah, you're busy.
I am very busy. Yes,
And it's keeping you going.
it's keeping me going, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, I don't know what your life was before you had the cancer scare.
Well, I was a single parent with 3 kids.
Okay, so that cancer thing. I mean, that's made for movie. To almost be. No, were you on radiation too?
No, I was not.
No radiation.
No,
just,
they gave me 4 choices: the radioactive seeds, radiation. Let's watch it and see what happens.
oh yeah.
Which,
You don't want to do that.
yeah.
No.
Or let's remove the cancer.
yeah.
I said, I felt sorry for myself for about 10 minutes, and and my family was with me, and I said,
Right.
let's just get it removed.
Let's
Let's
go.
just do it. Let's get it done.
That's what they wanted to do.
That was my choice.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 choices, I said, let's get it out of me.
And it must have been a scary.
It was very scary. Long operation, a lot of recovery.
Yeah.
But,
Where did you go, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a hospital in Biddeford.
Yeah.
It was Southern Maine. It's called Southern Maine Healthcare, but it was
Right.
Southern Maine Medical Center.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah,
Great
that's
urologists, great
Beautiful,
surgeons. Yeah,
beautiful.
very good.
And you're in touch all the time with them, or with the hospital.
Yes,
to
exactly.
follow up.
Yes,
And so that's a life changer.
yes, it is.
And it's like your life is you're doing one thing all the way up to an age of it's of 65, and all of a sudden, bang, everything just
Stops.
yeah, and it's like here we go,
Oh.
and you hear about it, and until it hits you,
It was just a hurdle. That's all it
and
was, and you just have to overcome it.
but once you did, your value of life must have just
Oh.
the value of life saying, wow, I was that close. Let's my wife just went through that, and my wife's been sick. She was sick for like 30 years.
Oh Lordy.
Excuse me. And she was in and out of Beth Israel for 30 years, in and out with something around her pancreas. She finally, after 30 years, and they were constantly doing things, working on. After 30 years, they finally did this operation where they cut her pancreas in half, and they went in with tubes or whatever. I can't even. And she's doing really well.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's a life changer. She goes, Bob, I feel like I got my life back. And now she wants to enjoy the life.
Good.
And at our age, we're going nowhere. We're just going to keep going straight,
Exactly.
right?
Oh,
just keep
absolutely.
going straight.
Yeah.
And never mind that. You golf. You got to get your golf in. How many times a week do you golf?
I just in the 9 and dime.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
You
I
won
do.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you did, because I seen
actually,
you.
Actually, this past weekend, I
Again?
came in 3rd place.
Oh,
Yes,
all
my
right.
team came in 3rd place.
Okay, what a great wine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell I'd give a plug, but we have too many people. We'll wait.
Well, I want to max out at 64 this
Yeah.
past weekend. We had 68.
Yeah.
So it just makes it tough to have that many people on 9 holes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Jonathan gives me 9 holes, and
Yeah.
I have to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it still does work. It
It does
work.
work.
And
It
it's,
does work. We have a
uh,
lot of fun.
It's just, well, for a Sunday night, and the great thing is, well, people work Monday, or some people work. I don't work Mondays anymore. If you had to work Monday, I don't know if I know I wouldn't be there. I got to go home. I got a 2-hour ride to go home.
Exactly.
So,
So most golf courses in New England on Sunday afternoons are pretty quiet.
yeah.
Because that's exactly
People gotta
right.
work
People
Monday,
have to
yeah.
work Monday.
Yeah.
But we're very fortunate that we have a full golf course on Sunday afternoon.
Right.
So I'm very proud of that.
Well, you have a lot of vacationers. You have a lot of people who stay, a lot of retirees, and there's a lot of older people, but there's some young people who are playing it too, and it's
Exactly.
just so much fun.
We have a lot of fun.
And now you're only playing once a week. You've played more than that, though. I mean, working. It seems like if you work there, you're always playing there, but that's not the case.
That's not the case at all.
you gotta work
After
there.
work, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Or either train or
Right. You can only do so much.
Or rest.
Right.
Yes.
For the next day.
Exactly.
And tennis.
Tennis, I play tennis in Maui. I enjoy it. We play first thing in the morning or late at night under the lights because
Right.
it's so hot. I've got a good friend of mine out there that
Right.
play tennis a lot.
And so Maui. What are you? A couple of months out there.
This past year, I was there 10 weeks, yes.
And what do you do? Go in the winter? You go in the winter time.
I go in the wintertime.
Boy, that is nice.
Well, I the first golf tournament of the year for the PGA is in
Right.
Maui, and
Yeah.
I work for them.
Oh, really?
I work that tournament, yes.
What do you do there?
I am a supervisor for laser operators.
That is just wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty good. I've been doing that for 13 years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's you
Oh,
didn't know about that about me,
No,
did you?
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to dig stuff out of you.
That's
You
fine.
you must have met a lot of PGA big
yes,
shots
exactly.
out there and having some fun.
But even though we're not allowed to really talk to them unless it's the pro-am.
Right,
we can
right,
talk
yeah.
to them.
Did you go? Have you done any programs with them, or are you just busy?
I work the pro-am. I'm the
Right.
walking scorer on occasion
Right,
for the
right.
pro-ams. That's
Right.
kind of fun. I met
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
I was their walking scorer for the pro-am. And
Nice,
they're
yeah.
interesting people.
Oh my God, yeah.
Interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my-
great.
It's because I remember going to see some senior tours around this area, and Chichi Rodriguez and those guys, and I would follow the big names around and have so much fun listening to them, their caddies. That's old school.
That's old school.
That's old school stuff, and it was fun. Wow, I can only imagine. Now, did you do any pro-ams at all? I mean, would they let you get in it, or are you just
No,
too busy working doing it?
Too busy working it.
Yeah.
And basically, the amateurs that play in the pro-am,
Oh, they have to be amateurs for the
right. They
Oh, okay.
they get a team together, and I'm sure the entry fee is a little bit more than
right. Actually, I'm thinking of pro-am of like if we had one at your
Correct.
because I've done them in Pelham, and it was just local pros.
Right,
and
right,
yeah.
right.
So, and so I get to go with them. That has some fun.
That's fun.
That's some big fun, and but that's so you're an all around sportsman. I mean, what else have you done in sports? What like when you were younger? What were you into?
Just golf, really, basically.
lot of golf.
My dad and I played golf a
A
lot.
lot of golf,
Yeah.
yeah. And so your dad played golf too at Indian Mound? He played at
No,
Indian Mound?
yeah, actually, him and I used to play at Indian Mound when it was a 9-hole course.
Right, I
This
remember
was
that.
a long time ago.
I remember a
That was-
9-hole course. I do, yeah.
That was in the 70s?
Yeah.
80s? Yeah.
That whole front nine. That was
Exactly,
it. Didn't
yeah.
go up in the back.
Exactly.
Back's tough.
Back is very tough.
I just did a tournament for L3 Harris last week. Stonebridge. I don't know if you ever went to Stonebridge in Goffstown. You know the hardest hole you have up at Indian Mound in the back nine?
Hole 13.
All 18 holes were that hard. I'd never and it was a scramble, foursome. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea we were going. You're going around a bend, up a hill, down a brick, and brooks and trees and brush. I'm like, give me Indian Mound.
Yeah, I don't need the obstacles.
I don't need, it was like miniature golf when playing golf. I
No,
went, holy Jesus.
Exactly.
No, that's why Indian Mound is so beautiful.
It is.
The back nine's a little tougher, but the front nine is nice.
Golf needs to be fun and enjoyable.
For
Not-
everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah, you're not for the pro, always for pros.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's one reason I think Indian Mound, they're so people friendly, and they tell you,
Yeah.
we're here for you. They say.
Exactly right.
You're our business, and that's how you got to feel about it, you know. And
Jonathan does a good job. Jonathan Rivers, the owner. He's a great man, and I've been with him for 12 years.
Yeah.
And love every day I go to work.
Jonathan Rivers. Yep.
Great guy.
I remember. Now I don't know. I might be wrong with this, and I remember going. And I don't know how many years ago. It was in October, and my wife and I were buttoning up my camp, and it was a Saturday night, and it was Halloween. All right, you know this is going. I don't know if you know.
No, I don't
All
yet.
right.
But I'm just.
You can guess, right? But you guys had a Halloween party.
Yes, we did.
And I remember, and I don't know anybody, and I don't know how many years ago this
That
was,
was quite a few.
that they had a Halloween party. And were you Gilligan?
No, I was not Gilligan.
That wasn't you.
That was not me. No, I remember that story.
Do you remember that?
I remember I forget who the Gilligan was.
I thought it was you.
No, it was not me.
Yeah, but it was so long ago that I forgot who it was, and I said, "Di, that's the guy. I was Gilligan." Whoever it was great. But I don't know how many years ago. 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. 10, 15.
Yeah.
And
I heard some stories
and
about their Halloween parties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We sat there and had a ball. I think they might have had a little band. They always had bands there and stuff.
Right, exactly.
Some singers.
Sure,
and
sure.
Stuff. Yeah, so it's at. But now getting back to, there's a couple more questions I wanted to ask about the powerlifting. When your trainer's watching you, okay, and you're training, they're still watching you all the time now, like you're training for.
Sure.
Don't you already have the technique down, or what's he looking, or are you just not seeing something?
I'm probably not seeing something. I mean, we trained yesterday morning, and he said you can go deeper in the squat, and but I was deep enough. But he wants to make sure that I go so low that there's no second guessing.
And that can't hurt your knees.
I'm training my knees.
I know you're
training,
but yeah, they are strong.
I just need to go lower.
But there's ligaments and stuff. You can't train a ligament, can you? I mean, or is it the muscles?
You just need to go low enough. And so he said, you can go deeper.
Yeah.
The next set, do 6 of them, go deeper.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I did. He's right behind me every step of the way to make sure.
Are you in a mirror?
I do not. There's no mirror when I do squats. There's a mirror when I do deadlift and bench press. Of course, I can't see at that point.
Right,
because I'm laying down.
Right.
But there's a mirror when I do deadlift. I want to see how my form is, and that's why I look above the mirror. My eyes focus above the mirror, so I know I'm using my legs to stand up and not my back.
And now, why not the squats? Because that now you want to see. I am going deeper. No, you can't feel.
I'm just trying to concentrate on what I'm doing in my form.
Okay.
So he tells me
right
if I'm going deeper.
Yeah, because if you had the mirror, you'd be watching, and you don't want to be watching.
I don't want to be watching because it's going to take me off kilter.
Okay,
and I need to
it.
focus on the fact I'm balanced.
Right. I get it. And if, when you're in competition, there's going to be no mirror in front of you. So
mirror.
You don't want something that, well, now I can't see what I'm doing. I get that, yeah. Because, I mean, in a lot of stuff like that, you're always in the mirror trying to make sure your form's right. And this is a whole different world.
Yeah, when I was in Vermont a couple months ago, my first attempt on squat was 185. My second one was 2 1/4. And I didn't go down low enough. So my third one was back to 2 1/4 because I failed the second time.
Right, yeah.
And there was somebody in the audience she said to me, you went low enough, all right. The third one, I went low enough, but I didn't get back up. I couldn't get back up because I went too low.
You went too low.
So they took the weight off my shoulder.
Yeah.
But at least I got my first one in.
Yeah.
So the 185 counted.
Okay. Because you can really strain. If you start straining, that's when you're going to have the problem.
And they take it right off you. That's their job.
They're right there.
They are right there.
Big guys.
Oh, the big
Not
young
guys.
guys. The big young guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That's just cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And they all know the sport, and they're ready there for
They're
you.
ready there for you.
Because I remember back in the day, you don't see this on TV anymore, but I mean, back in the day, Wild World of Sports, do you remember the Russian, what was his name, Alexis? There was some Russian.
Right.
Big, remember? And he had the big, he had to have the weight to break and he was constantly breaking records.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was the only time I've ever watched powerlifting. I've never seen it ever since because there's no more Wild World of Sports. But,
right.
So, and now when you go for the United States and you travel to Ukraine and stuff, What kind of is it? Flag for the uniform or nice uniforms?
It's a nice uniform, but
yeah.
we all had the same uniforms. It said USA.
Right.
And it
On
had
the
an
back.
American flag, yes.
Oh, that's good. And you still have the uniform?
Oh, I sure do.
Did you put it in a nice plaque? Or you should.
I really
Yeah,
should,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
Show
wear
that
it.
stuff off.
I wear it occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
I show off my gold medals.
Oh, that's how you get it. You have them forever.
Absolutely.
Don't put them in the attic because for some reason mice and stuff, they'll eat it. Everything goes crazy in the attic.
Exactly.
You ever put a trophy in the attic? I put trophies in my attic, and all of a sudden, I put them in there. Were nice. I go to take a trophy out of the attic 10 years later. It's all apart. I don't know who was fooling around with it up there. Oh, yeah, because they get loose or something. I don't know what goes on. They rust out.
No.
But where do you get your gold medals? You got them up in
No, I've got them in my gym.
Oh, wait, you just hang them right up?
I've got them all around the room. Now I have no wall space left.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's your wallpaper right there.
That's right, exactly.
That's unbelievable. There's nothing like having that medal put around you.
Exactly.
And as I say, there's a high.
It is very high. Yeah,
There's
yes.
a high. And you work for it.
You work very hard for it. And some people say as you get older, there's less and less competitors, so it's easier for you. And I say, absolutely not. It's not easier for me because I'm still competing.
That's right.
And as you get older, it's more difficult to compete. Right. And so, no, I've earned everything that I've won.
Because you trained to get to where you were, to get to do that moment.
Exactly.
Right? And that training right there, not a lot, a handful of people maybe in the whole world, billions of people.
That's right.
So you're one of them.
That's right.
You know, and you hold the record for in New Hampshire. What's the record?
I'm not sure what I know I did 780 pounds, which is full power, which is all three events combined.
Okay.
At the age of 69. So that I hold that record. I hold records 2 months ago from Vermont. Even though I competed in Vermont, it's still a New Hampshire record because I live in New Hampshire.
All right, yeah.
And so I own quite a few records there.
That is wild.
Bench, deadlift, push-pull, full power. Quite a few records in New Hampshire, a few in Hawaii. I had a American record that I held for a year, and I had no idea I had held it for a year.
Yeah,
and then somebody broke it just a few weeks ago.
Unbelievable, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you want avenge? You want to go get your record back?
He made a world record as well.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Jesus.
So it's gonna be tough. He deadlifted 490.
Wow.
And I deadlifted 345. So it's not like he beat me by a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wait, and it's the weight class, same weight class.
Same weight and age class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Do you know this man? No.
I met him in Vermont, and he didn't do well in that competition.
Yeah.
But then there was another one a month later, and he did very well. Congratulations to him. Good for him.
Well, you know what it takes to do it. And it's funny not to do well in one and do really well a month later.
He did. I don't know what it was. I think he started too high in the weight, so I'm not sure what it was. But
right.
But he did it 490, which is for a 72-year-old.
I can't believe it.
It's amazing. My goal this year is 400.
Right.
I can do 400 in the deadlift.
Right.
I might be second in the world, but that's still pretty good.
Wow, that is phenomenal. And you just you training 7 days? How many days a week do you train?
Right now, where I'm so busy at work, we're training 3 days a week.
Yeah, but you'd have to have rest days, right? You do have to rest in between, or you're just going to burn out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Maui, when I'm on vacation, we train 4 days a week.
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rest Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Which is intense, but I'm not working, so I can go home and recover.
But you know, it's funny because I've seen your work, and your working is full speed all day. It's almost like you're running, and you're in a marathon. So that's keeping you in shape too. That's keeping your wind up, and your mind's moving around. That's excellent.
Yeah, it is.
That's what's all tying together. Because if you were say completely retired, right, and you're sitting home watching TV and say, I'll do a little training here, or it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. No, it would not.
And you'd say, well, I need my rest, and I'll train for an hour, but you're not giving yourself that rest.
Exactly.
And you sleep, you're getting, you're eating well, and you're keeping yourself in top shape. 72.
72. Not bad.
I worked for Wang, Textron, and stuff. I worked for because now I'm at L3, and I see kids walking around. I'm not saying big kids, thin kids that are like looking like they're so tired and like and there's no energy. And I want to go and I want to give them a little whack saying, wake up. You're 30. You're 25 years old. Where you going to be in 25, 30,
Exactly.
40 years? You got to pick up the pace and get real busy.
Sure.
We're all tired. We're always tired. All right? You're going to be tired. So what? Just keep going. And you won't be tired when you bring that gold medal back.
That's exactly right.
Or even when you're training. You ever notice you could go into training session tired, right?
Oh,
And come out feeling like $1 million.
always do.
Always.
I mean, I dread seeing my trainer at 5 o'clock in the morning. Who wants to see him?
5 o'clock. I know.
And
Yeah.
I labor going into the gym, but when we're done, I have all the energy in the world.
Zapping. Now, do you go for a big breakfast after that? You get hungry.
A lot of times I have to go to work, so
Yeah.
then I'll eat at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do eat a big
you're
breakfast because
hungry.
I'm starving.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's good. It's a good starving.
It's good starving.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And then you try to eat well, and
Yeah.
and you're eating at work at Indian Mountain, is that what you're saying?
If I have to go to work, then I'll have a nice big breakfast
Oh,
at
yeah,
work. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
That is just the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good routine.
It's a very good
It's an
routine.
excellent routine. I haven't trained in the mornings in years, and I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to train all the time. Loved it. It was tough, and I haven't done that in probably the last 25 years. And I have to train after work,
Right.
which is good. But I mean, after work, by the time you drive the car to the gym and it's a half hour ride, you're like, oh wow. You do it, but you're like, wow. That morning rush and that morning wake up sets your tone for the day.
My alarm goes off at 4:20, and I say, "Oh, really? Do I have to?"
You just don't. You don't even think. You get up.
I get up.
You get
and
those
then-
2 feet on the ground.
Exactly, and then you wait for the trainer to come in, and then we go in the gym, and then it's wonderful.
Wow.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's so cool. Maybe down the road we'll get you in the trainer in you both of you. I mean, say down the road a year or so or whatever, and
Love it.
do some more tournaments and competitions, get some more gold medals and stuff. And well, both is here. Conversation we would have there is.
Yeah, he would tell some stories.
Oh, I imagine this. Now, is there a lot of is there any trash talking at competition, like fun trash talking?
But there's fun trash talking.
Right, yeah,
but
yeah.
We all root for each other.
Yeah. Okay, you're rooting
we
for
all
everyone's
root for each
rooting.
other. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the greatest
Yeah,
thing.
it
Yeah.
is. It really is.
I mean, you want to win, but you want to see your fellow competitor do well also. Everyone's
Exactly.
trying. Yeah.
They also did this one thing, which I never realized that I would be a part of it. At the end of a competition, they do best of the best. The best bench press, the best full power, all three combined,
Right.
and best deadlift person. They awarded me the best deadlift out of 40 competitors because my deadlifts were strong, on point, and I did all three of them, and
Nice.
I was in tears because I couldn't believe that they awarded me that.
Wow, that's just
Which
great.
was a great honor. Great
Congratulations.
honor.
Yeah, yeah. And as you say, it's funny because you meet a lot of good people, a lot of friends, a lot of people with the same mindset.
Exactly.
And you got so much in common.
What we do. And so
Yeah.
when we go to competitions, we're friends, so we
That's
know
right.
each other. We
Yeah,
say,
that-
"Hey, how you doing?"
Oh,
You know,
yeah. And do you ever see any of them ever come up to the golf course that you ever train with, or is that just
an old friend of mine. His name is Ted Sayers. He used
Yeah.
to compete a lot. He retired at 83.
unbelievable?
It's powerlifting.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Imagine
great
that.
man, great man.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, who would think? Because a lot of people out there don't even know it exists for being that old, and it's not old.
It's not old.
But who would think? People think 40 years is old. I am powerlifting. I'm 35 years old. What are you? That's just crazy.
Exactly.
And to go to 83.
Yeah, he did 83. He's a great man. Yeah.
And why did he decide to retire?
It was time.
Yeah.
It was time.
83.
Yeah, it was time for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before you get some kind of little injury and stuff, and that's what's tough. I bet also for you. You're walking around, or you just pick up a box, or you do something, and you injure yourself, and you go, "Oh no, now I gotta heal myself,
Exactly.
and I still gotta keep training."
Exactly. So I'd be careful. I use foam at work too. If I have to pick up something, I
Right.
pick up a keg.
You know how it is. It's easy to
It's easy
tweak
to
it back.
tweak it back. Absolutely.
It's too easy to tweak it back. It's the older we get, and a lot of times you make a quick move. You try to catch something. You go down to pick up something the wrong way because you're in a rush.
Or you sleep wrong.
You sleep wrong. You sleep on your arm. You sleep on. Oh yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah, and it's tough because you know you're going to have to train through it.
Exactly.
'Cause if you don't train, then you're done. You know, you can't get it back. It's
Can't.
tough to get it back. The time you lose, you've lost, and your trainer don't want to hear it because it's like, all right, I think, yeah. So it's all in the mind.
It really is.
Yeah. And then you learn how to find the new rubs that really work on the arm, or you know what I'm saying, the Ben Gaze or whatever the new stuff.
Never used it.
You don't use any of that stuff.
No.
Wow, you are a naturalist there.
No.
You never use anything
No.
because they have the new oils in there that penetrate.
They
and-
probably help.
Oh, I use them. Believe me, I've got my knees from Taekwondo for so many years. I use them, and it feels so good, and it penetrates. It could be the CBD oil, or it could be any kind of heating. Oh my God, yeah! And then I got all the little inventions where the electrodes. You ever see those?
I have.
I place them on my knees or my back, bop bop, and let me tell you, it does help. It stimulates those muscles.
So someday I might have to do that.
Yeah. When you get my age, at 65.
When I get your age.
You wise guy. Oh, I'm going to tell you something. It's been so much fun, Wayne. We're going to do it again. We
Yes,
have
we
to
are.
do it.
Good.
Do the show, and I'll let you get a couple more championships and maybe some records and gold medals because you're not going to stop.
I'm not done.
Yeah,
I love it. I love I love gold. It's great.
I like that. You're addicted to gold, huh? You know, it's funny because you train, you get a silver, all right, and you're happy you get the silver, but you wanted that gold,
Absolutely.
and because you were that close to the gold, and you say, all right, I know what I got to do to get that. I just got to work that much harder
Exactly.
to that gold. Yeah,
Exactly.
and because silver's nothing wrong with silver. It's the
Nothing wrong,
greatest.
yeah.
But there's nothing like gold.
Gold.
Yeah,
Gold
yeah.
is where it is.
Gold is where it is.
Yeah.
Wayne, that's about all the time we have tonight, and I really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you very
coming.
much for
And-
giving
and,
me this opportunity.
And
Thank you.
and if you want to catch the podcast, you can catch video on DATV. Go on DATV, and also if you go on DATV, you'd see myself and Wayne doing the Taekwondo show, some of his technique. So thank you very much, Wayne. Next time, we'll see you again.
All righty.